Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to your reading for January, Cancer. It's good to see you guys again. Welcome back. Welcome to your first reading of the new year, Cancer. I'd like to thank you all for the love and support that you've shown the channel throughout 2020. Welcome to all the new subscribers that have joined me since. Thank you so much. I'm glad to see that you guys have stuck around, and welcome if this is your first time stopping by. As you guys know, we're gonna just shuffle through the cards here and see what comes through for you guys. Those of you who've been with me for a while already know how I like to get down, so let's get into your reading here for January. Also, as well, Cancer, if there are any songs that come to mind or came to mind when I was thinking about just preparing for your reading, you guys will find those songs in the description box, okay? Overall energy, we have the Queen of Swords here. Mercury will be moving into Aquarius on the 8th, Cancer, if I'm not mistaken. And what's this particular placement going to do for you? Actually, there are a lot of planets that are going to be in Aquarius in January. Of course, Saturn and Jupiter will be there for some time as well. And what's happening here for you energetically? I think that when it comes to getting your point across, Cancer, when it comes to communicating, when it comes to speaking about your feelings, about your emotions, I feel like you're very yes, you are going to be much more confident in that regard, but I do think as well what this Queen of Swords energy is about is that you are in this space around, say, maybe the 6th of January is when I would say you're starting to feel this, is that you are really getting into that energy of leaving things that didn't work out in 2020. I feel like you guys are decluttering. I feel like you guys are not being shy about that. That's where that confidence is coming here as well. There's a kind of like oomph in your energy to express yourself, to make your sentiments known, and that's all kind of getting tied into what you want in your life and what you no longer want in your life. And I feel that around January 6th or 7th, when the moon is in that last quarter phase, you guys will be very comfortable with this particular process of decluttering, getting ready for the new year. And we have a new moon on the 13th in January as well. That new moon will be in Capricorn. So I feel like that time in between the 6th and the 13th of January as well is going to be a great time for you guys to come up with a plan. You can confidently make long-term goals and long-term plans. And as we're giving our regards to the things that we don't want in our lives anymore, this gives you an opportunity just by going through that process to think about the things that you do want, okay? So that's where you're going to be energetically. You're definitely not shy about that. And I think that that's really healthy energy to be in. I think the year is going to start off a bit slow for you, however, you know, when the ball drops and it's January 1st, I don't think it's going to really feel like it's a new year yet until like maybe the 3rd week of January for you guys. I think that's when you'll really begin to feel like you're settling into the new year, and like your plans are in full swing, like they're in full effect. I think that there's a lot that you guys have gone through in 2020. You're definitely emerging here with the wisdom gained from the experiences that you guys have gone through. The Queen of Swords is someone who has put up with a lot. And a lot of you sort of had to lick your wounds in silence. Perhaps you felt like there wasn't anyone really that you could express your discomfort to. But I feel that this has been very rewarding in the background. I think that you guys learned quite a bit about yourselves. We were all all sort of forced into positions in 2020 where just the never-ending onslaught of surprises, of loss, really forced us to look within and really have a heart-to-heart with ourselves about what matters the most. And I feel that now is not the time, Cancer, to get stuck or be upset about the things that didn't work out. You guys need to leave what you perceive to have been failures in the past. You guys need to, go through that grieving process. The sooner that you're able to go through that, the sooner that you're able to close those doors and move on, the sooner that you'll be able to take advantage of the opportunities that now lie before you. I feel like a lot of you are stepping out of your comfort zones as well, and it's looking like here that you will have to step out of your comfort zone in terms of the way that you express yourself. It's a good thing that astrologically you guys are supported when it comes to making these very, very necessary changes. There are no opportunities that are going to be missed. You're going to find yourself in situations in January where you will have to show what you've learned in 2020. It's very much a put your money where your mouth is in terms of your relationships. Put your money where your mouth is in terms of your career. And I do think that there's a motivation in your energy in that regard. I'm not getting here that there's any fear here when it comes to this. We're going to go through and clarify. But this looks to me like someone who is motivated. This looks like to me that someone who understands the process. Trust your gut, Cancer. Trust your instincts. If there's something that isn't sitting right with you, I feel like you guys can trust that, and you can, as long as you are expressing those concerns from a very healthy place, and you're not lashing out, and letting your emotions run the show. If it's in the essence of seeking truth, if it's in the essence of seeking to understand something, that you're asking those questions, that you're speaking up, that you're attempting to make your point, that you're attempting to understand where someone else is coming from, I don't think that that's a bad thing or that you should be discouraged to do. The universe here is wanting, the universe here is really wanting you guys to ask those hard questions to everyone around you, and ask those hard questions to yourselves as well. And what are some of those questions? I feel like some of those are is this endeavor that I've been investing my time in giving back to me? Are you seeing verifiable signs of progress in the different areas of your life where you're investing your time, where you're investing your energy, where you're putting in your effort? Or do you feel emotionally fulfilled in your relationships? Do you feel emotionally fulfilled at work? Or is it a situation where you're clocking in and clocking out and there's no passion there? What isn't working? Do you feel like you're making enough? Are you satisfied with where you are? Are the examples of some of the questions that you guys are fighting with here in January? And this is all very good. This is all very good that it's coming up and that it's coming out, because I think that's really getting your hands on that truth, really getting your hands on the answers to those questions as early as you can in 2021, I think are going to benefit you in the long run. So if it seems like it starts off a bit slow, take the measured approach and focus on the details in January. Focus on the small parts that make up the whole. There's a understanding here that if you guys focus on the small things, if you guys don't take any shortcuts, if you guys leave no stone unturned, if you guys don't skip out on the work that needs to be done, you will be setting yourself up for success, and the success that you guys will be seeing will be sustained. It will be everlasting. I feel like this new way of speaking about the things that you've come to understand, I think that that's an approach that is here to stay as well. You're open-minded in January. You're willing to learn. You're willing to understand. You're willing to develop. Speaking of being willing to adopt an open mind, a willingness to change, Taurus is also, Uranus is going direct in Taurus on the 13th as well. So if you are second guessing whether or not you need to take a step, whether or not you need to take a risk, whether or not you need to do something differently, I really want you to be aware of that particular transit, because it wants to shake things up. It wants to draw your attention to the things that are not working, Seven of Swords, to the things, to dead horses that you guys have been beating. And it wants to draw your attention to situations where you have been doing the same thing over and over again, going about something the same way over and over again and expecting a different result, but it hasn't been working, it hasn't been changing. So Uranus going direct in Taurus is going to push you to go through those changes. It's going to push you to move past what needs to be moved past. I feel like you guys very much want to control the excuse me. You guys very much want to control the trajectory of that your life takes here in January. It came out anyway. Around the 17th, there is a square. I think it's a Jupiter square, which represents some difficult energy. Not something that I think that you guys should worry about too much. I do think that you are still going to be standing firm throughout it. I just feel like if anything comes up that seems like a distraction or like it could potentially upset your thought process, just don't allow it to. That's why we're talking about it here now. And what could that upset be referring to? It could be doubt, questioning whether or not the plans that you guys want to set into motion are actually realistic. Questioning whether or not the relationships that you guys are building, that you guys are cultivating, are stable. If you can trust them. I feel like you guys have a lot of questions about the future and about the life before you, and it looks like a bright one. Complacency, around this time of year is not recommended, and it's a good thing that I don't see that here. It looks like there is some discomfort, but I don't see you being dissatisfied with that. I see it being all a part of a master plan. I see it being all a part of something unfolding here in 2021 that is going to prove to be quite nice for you. So if you can bear with that process of letting go of what you need to let go of, embracing that reset that you have in the middle of the month, willingly going through that change that Uranus direct in Taurus wants you to go through, I feel that it's not going to be as painful for you to go through this transition. As I said, you know, there's an understanding here of the process. I feel like you guys know the way that the way that the game, you guys know how the game of life works. And I feel like you are stepping up to the plate. You're stepping up to the challenge. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Now, we talked about the energy here in January vaguely. Let's see how we are on time, and then we're going to go through and clarify these. Okay. We're looking great on time. Okay, Cancer. Queen of Swords. Mercury is in Aquarius. And this is about seeking to understand, like we were saying. This is about not being afraid to express yourself. But when it comes to seeking the truth and when it comes to getting to the bottom of a situation, you guys want to be careful that you are not, that you guys aren't obsessing and that you're not driven to madness over the things that are, that you're not driven to madness over the things that have yet to be known. I feel like it's a slippery slope. You can be motivated about understanding yourselves and perhaps understanding the perspective of someone else, but you don't want to get stuck in this kind of lack mindset where you are kind of taking it out on yourself because you haven't yet achieved a certain goal, because you haven't yet because there's more work to do. So you don't want to allow yourself to get discouraged before, you know, you don't want to allow yourself to get discouraged in the first half, Cancer, is what I'm trying to say. So just be careful. Be careful. And understand that Eight of Swords, that Eight of Swords space is a frame of mind. You don't have to stay there if you don't want to. Four of Wands, it could very easily be so simple and so stable if you let it. Aries has this talent of trusting their instinct so completely that they will just charge forward and make decisions on the strength of their conviction, on the strength of their convictions, on the strength of their optimism, and sometimes, you know, just on their instinct, that it's in their blood, that it's in their DNA, that the steps that they're taking are right, that they are just. And when it comes to that Queen of Swords energy, she is sharp. Another energy I want you to be aware of when it comes to Mercury and Aquarius. Yes, it's okay for you guys to be standing up for your beliefs. It's okay for you guys to be ferocious and very upfront. It's encouraged here, it looks like. But you just want to make sure that it is that it's for a good cause, you know. Embrace the truth, you know, speak the truth, speak your mind is what I'm wanting to say here. But give others, you know, the room to do that as well. Aries does have the tendency of speaking over people, not really giving them an opportunity to get a word in. And Virgo has the tendency of overthinking, of overanalyzing. So you don't want to, you know, it's a dance here when it comes to the communication. And I feel like this is something that you guys are excited about. You're having to, let's go into that Hermit card here next. The Knight of Pentacles comes out again. More Virgo energy. Now, it's important that you guys understand that you are supported. And it's important that you guys try your hardest. Try your hardest at this, and it's coming through here that you most definitely are. But as I said, focus on the details, you know, the small parts that make up the whole. They will ensure your success on a much broader scale, which I think is what you guys want. And it's looking like here that you will be very successful because Queen of Pentacles, you're willing to put up with a little bit of discomfort. You're willing to do some things that you've never done before, say some things that you've never felt confident or brave enough to say, for what you stand to gain, you know, from having gone through this process. Scorpio and the Five of Swords. You guys may feel as though if you're dealing with a Scorpio that the effort is a bit unstable. I do think that what this you want to see some reciprocity. You may feel as though you're giving a lot to a situation to your own detriment, and that's one of the things that you want to that you either want to change, or this can also represent a Scorpio who is working very hard as well, and that's a change that's happening here. So either you want to see that change happening, or that's a change that's happening within the Scorpio, and they're showing up in the situation in a much more honorable and a much more kind way. You may feel like in the past, you know, there could have been some instability or a need to win, you know, like and that kind of got to be an obsession in some way, shape, or form. And that's one of the things that could be changing here, because I feel like you guys are giving less and you're honoring yourself a bit more in that regard. I feel like you guys are no longer playing the game. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You guys are keeping some of that wealth within yourself. You're nurturing yourself just as much as you were giving to this situation. I feel like you're no longer fighting the fight. You're no longer allowing yourself to be pulled into situations that you guys are not fighting any losing battles, is what I'm saying here. You're not fighting any losing battles. So that can be read one of those two ways, depending on who that Scorpio is in your life. And look, the Queen of Pentacles is in the upright at the bottom of the deck here. So, hey, there has to be balance. You know, you can give to your heart's content, and I feel that that's very much a part of your nature. But it's important that you guys get comfortable with receiving as well. It can be very unhealthy if you just give and give and give, and your wants, your needs are being sidelined. You know, that's not sustainable in the long run. I feel like you guys are understanding that here. Five of Cups in reverse. All in all, it looks good. As I said, you know, I feel that you are. Look, these Cups cards of dissatisfied emotions are all coming up in the reverse. So I love this new moon in Capricorn energy for you around the 13th. I do think that you're going to feel pretty comfortable with the decisions that you've made up to this point. I feel that you have been practicing taking care of yourself. You've been practicing giving to yourself for some time now, Cancer, and I think that it's now becoming a habit. What is it they say? It takes 21 days to make or break a habit, And what's on the 21st day in January is that is the first quarter phase of the moon, Cancer, your planet. You can't make this up. This is divine. So I feel like the first 21 days of January for you are going to be a nice period of growth. And if there's some new habit here that you're working on, some new way of loving yourself and loving others, a new approach in your relationships, a new way of showing up, a new way of working, a new way of caring for yourself. I feel that by the time we get to, you're going to end the month in a very beautiful way here with that full moon in Leo is what this is here also. Lots of synchronicities in your reading, which is really nice. This and synchronicities, if you're not too familiar with what those are, I assume if you're here watching this video, you are, but synchronicities are, I look at them as signs that you are exactly where you need to be at any given time. And also pay attention to what your mind is doing when you notice a very synchronistic moment. We're very powerful manifestors, and if you experience a synchronicity when you were going down a particular thought path, there's just something that the universe wants to tell you about what you guys were thinking, drawing back to trusting your instincts and trusting your gut, and most importantly, trusting yourself, and trusting the process, here as well. But yes, there's a lot of synchronicities in your reading so far, and I feel that this is a great sign that the lessons that you guys are learning, the shifts that you guys are going through in January are all meant to happen. If there are any that are uncomfortable, try your hardest in January to see the silver lining, because Uranus does want to shake us up. It does want to shake us up. It does want to make us change, but we have to understand, Cancer, that change is for the better. We just have to try really hard to see the silver lining, or preemptively make the changes that we know that we need to make, that we've just been kind of postponing and delaying. Things that we know would bring us happiness, things that we know would be emotionally healthy. Four of Cups. Cancerian energy. Eight of Pentacles. If you stay the course, Cancer, I think you can see what it says there at the bottom of this card. Skilled work is rewarded. And Eight of Pentacles, this is my self-improvement card. And, that's how this reading has been coming through so far. And I like that this is coming out for you, which is very encouraging. I like to see it. I think that you are surrounding yourselves with those who give good advice. It could be a Pisces who is helping you kind of navigate through this. I feel like there's a Pisces that is by your side here with that Hangman energy, and with that, and guys, and there you are, Cancer. The Cancer card comes out. This, I do think that you guys have some help. You guys have some support here, from the water signs in your life, specifically Pisces. But I do think that you are building something, quite beautiful with this person, or if not with this person, just you're building something in your life that's very beautiful. I think that these are those long-term plans that we were talking about. This is the vision, and the Eight of Pentacles is the willingness to go through that change. It's a very spiritual journey that you guys are on, a spiritual path that you guys are walking down. Let's get another one here for the Hangman. Speaking of spirituality and what you're learning here. What are you guys learning in the second week of January? Two of Pentacles. Consider a more playful approach. You're learning not to take things, you're learning not to take on too much, Cancer. I feel like you're finding a good inner, like you're finding a lot of inner balance here, is how this is reading to me. You're finding a lot of inner balance, and I think that there's a huge focus here on cycles beginning, cycles closing, which is quite nice. And I feel like there's a decision that you've been wrestling with for some time, and I feel like you will find the answer. You will know what steps you need to take as we're going into the third week of January. You guys can expect that around the 14th, I would say. Now, what's this decision concerning? This choice you have to make? Or just, is there any advice, that we can get? Anything to shed any light on this Hangman, Chariot card, Two of Pentacles, energy, waiting. Let's get one more. We got Lover and Child. So, yes, someone could be expecting, or someone may be, oh, this kind of looks like a family here, doesn't it? Man, woman, and child. So this could be, some of you may be trying to conceive or wanting to work at having a baby, and you could be postponing it or holding off on making that decision. I do feel like this is something that has been a bit frustrating in some regard. And it's tough to say what that frustration is rooted in, whether you feel as though you have to wait to make a choice on it. Of course, this baby message isn't going to hit for everyone out there, but this is, deciding whether or not to have a child is most definitely a decision that's going to alter the course of your life in some capacity. And we were talking about the spiritual path and your life path here, and I do think that there is a lot of pause, a lot of paused energy here when it comes to this. I don't want to scare you, but I'm also hearing like love child. Let's keep going. Knight of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. I feel like you guys are, you may be kind of like itching to get back to work. I feel like the money may be running a bit low, so I think that there are some, look, Ace of Pentacles, there are some fears surrounding finances, and I feel like you want to move past these as soon as possible and get back to work. So I do think that there are some opportunities that are going to be coming your way that I do feel are going to change this, that are going to change up this energy down here. But it looks like it's something that it's a process that can't be rushed. Take your time to make sure that you're choosing something that's going to be comfortable for you. You don't want to jump out of the frying pan and into the fire. You don't want to take something that you're not really going to be happy in, especially if you have a history of accepting roles or positions that left you feeling unfulfilled. King of Cups. Yeah. You guys are really wanting to get to work. You know, there's a lot of manifestation energy down here with you, Cancer. Could be dealing with a water sign as well. It's important that you guys confide in those around you. You know, seek out counsel where you have it. I think you might be surprised in who is going to be receptive to what you guys have to say. Yeah, you might be surprised, Queen of Pentacles, that this is what she represents. You know, I feel like there's someone in your orbit, there's someone in your area who is very sensible, who's very warm, that is going to understand, that is going to be able to put some of those fears to rest and just encourage you to keep going, The Queen of Pentacles as well can be signaling here that you will go through this transition quite beautifully. We have the Five of Pentacles here going from fears surrounding money to the Queen of Pentacles, someone who has more than enough to the point that she is able to share it. So I do think that ultimately it looks good here in finances. Someone is just a bit concerned because things are going a bit slowly and they're just waiting to hear some good news. They're waiting to see a change. Okay, a lot of cards. Waiting to hear some good news. Page of Wands coming out here next. And I feel like until you get it, there is a bit of anxiety. I do think that you can expect it about halfway through the month that will put an end to those fears. Don't allow yourself to get discouraged. Don't allow your confidence to take a blow. You don't want to psych yourself out and energetically charge the situation with an expectation that things are just not going to work out. If those are the thought processes that you have, Cancer, it's gonna keep you in a mind space or energetic space of lack. So I really want you guys to try your best to stay positive and really believe that that renewal is there, that it is possible for you guys. Trust your process and trust that you have the ability to make good business decisions that are going to benefit you in the long run, is the advice that I have to give when it comes to this. Take a look at the facts. Accept, changes that are around you. If you need to shift gears and go in a different direction, don't get upset by that. Just understand that that's a part of the process. If something is not up to your standard or something is not up to your liking and it doesn't work, don't cling, harder to it out of desperation or out of fear that you're going to, slide backwards. Just understand that it's very much possible that there could be something better out there. There could be something much better out there, Cancer. Yeah. You just have to go within. There's one here flipped over. Two of Cups. Something very, very fulfilling. And it's okay that you guys do it for you. The second line down here is reading like the career and reading like finances. Not so much relationships, but more so about manifestation, and that's okay. January is the time to set your intentions, to make those long-term plans that we've been talking about. Don't be afraid to do that. You will be successful. You will be successful. Absolutely beautiful reading. I really enjoyed doing this for you guys. If you enjoyed this as well, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, join me on the ride, and I will see you for your reading next time. Bye.